What up, dude? What are we doing today? As you can see, we're in the garage doing some more stuff. I want to give a big thanks for this stuff to Ricky at Modded Motors. Now, when I first started this deep dive into the Alfa Romeo, it was about a year ago, I visited the DFW area and met up with Ricky for the first time, and he was gracious enough to invite me over, check out the cars up close, and just talk cars. It was really cool. And right before I left, he gave me something, just a small gift. He said, "You know what, dude? Here you go." And that was these guys. And with that is this. That's a strut brace. Now, it's not brand new, okay? But it's a cool gift. And it was a cool gesture by a cool dude. And again, if you haven't seen or gone to Modded Motors, please give them a look. If you are curious about the Alfa Romeo and everything that's available for it and everything that can happen, you know, there's a great community out there for that vehicle and a lot of good information on this cool car. This is their strut brace they sell on moddedwear.com, their website. I'm going to link everything below. Now, a little rough around the edges? Yes. It's a used part. Still, it was cool. He knows, excuse me, he knows that I like to work on stuff and I can make things better. That's kind of what they do too. So, what I'm going to do, and let me show you. So this is the strut brace, and the hardware is up on the table over there. And we've already test fitted it, so we know everything clears. Now, I've tested a couple of areas to make sure that the filler primer is going to work and smooth everything out. This was coated once before, and I believe they tried to make it all black. Not a problem, not complaining at all. Again, this is an awesome gesture by someone who I just met for the first time in this community and didn't have to do something like this. And we're going to clean this up and put a little twist on it with the color. Nothing super fancy. We're going to primer this out. First we got to sand and prep. Prime it out and make sure we don't need to fill any there's a couple little scratches on it we might need to fill, but I think the filler primer is going to handle it just fine. And then we're going to add a new coat of black to it. And we're going to add our little thing we want to do, put a little bit of color on it, not a ton. And then we're going to clear coat it. But we are using just your Rust-Oleum filler primer automotive. You can buy that at any of the big box tool stores. I got that at Home Depot. Anyways, let's get to it. I'm not going to bring you in for the primer. I'll just tell you what I'm going to do. You can see I already did this section. As a matter of fact, I already did the bottom half here just to make sure it would lay properly. So we're going to do about 3 coats of primer and go back and kind of prep it up, make it look a little nicer. Black coat is on. There's 2 coats of black on there. Black covers really well, so it came out really nice. 2x4s are black. It's pretty cool. Really happy with the results so far. I'm going to let this sit overnight, and then we'll come back. Strut bar's almost done. It came out pretty smooth. I like it. Wait on the clear. We'll put the final coat on, and then we'll take a look before we put it back on the car, or actually on the car. All done. That shine that comes out of that 2K clear is always nice. Even though it's out of a can. Let's check that out. Those are the bracket mounts. You see the color we added to it. We are going to mount that. That'll be quick. Let's get it. There's a few things you're going to need to install the strut bar. A ratchet, that's a 3/8. Here's your mounting bolts. These are going to go here. And there's two of them. We updated the washers. We just put new stainless washers on them. Something you can get at any hardware store, really. Those are M10s. These are felt washers, very thin. Again, that'll fit the M10. This is just me. I'm going to put one under each of these so that way it just kind of doesn't scratch the paint. I don't know. It's just what I'm doing. Not necessary. That's nothing. 13mm socket. This is a long socket or extended socket just so it fits over the top of the stud. Electric ratchet, so once I break it loose with this guy, I can zip them off with that guy. It's not hard. Let's go do it. I'm going to apologize ahead of time if it is a little windy. We're outside because I don't want to move everything because this is an easy installation. So we got 3 of these guys. Just break them loose. Shouldn't be on there too hard. You can see that. Simple. Do 3 on the other side. Same thing. Break them loose. Don't lose your sockets. Don't lose your tools. Zap them off. Don't lose these. Can you replace them? Sure. Is it a pain to find new ones? Probably. Probably not. I don't know. Clean this off. We'll come back. So we slipped on the little felt washers right on to the studs. You don't need to do that. It's just me being me. I just like to be a little extra protective. It also helps space this, and you may or may not, depending on the application, need to space this up a little higher to clear the valve cover. But I've already test fitted this before we painted everything, so everything went smooth. So, slips right on. These are directional. Just test fit before you lock everything down. Make sure the bar aligns properly. If you have them on the wrong side, the bar will not align. Very simple. You switch it left, right, you're good. This is simple. Just get them started by hand. Do not just zap these on, okay? Not a good idea to just zap these on. Just get them started by hand. Once you see that they're starting up, go to the next one. I'm just going to get these on the threads, do both sides before I bring the bar in, leave everything a little bit loose, and then I'll snug it all up. So I double check my fitment. We're locking this one down. Make sure that the bar itself aligns, and then we'll torque these guys down. I'm not sure what the exact torque rating is, so for all you guys out there that are going to slam me on that, I've done this a bazillion times in a bazillion different cars. That might be right, it might not be, but it won't come loose, and I didn't break it. Sorry. Hey, if you're starting, do look it up. If I find it, I'll post it right up there. You're going to line your bar up. One washer will go to the outside. As you can see, there's 2 washers there. One will go to the inside. Try not to lose your hardware, especially these long bolts. So it's a little tight back here because of the reservoir. So just be careful with it. If I drop it, well, then you got some free comedy out of it. But I think I'll be alright. Starting it snug. Just to get it in place. Do not tighten this up yet because we got to do the other side. Other side's done. We'll look it all over at the end. Make sure to tighten these guys up. And as you can see, this may not be the style. I usually recommend torque it. But like I said, I've done this a few times. I'm going to button up the other side, and then we're going to check the clearances. Last thing to do is the tools I forgot to tell you about. This is an 8mm Allen, and that is a 15mm open or closed ratchet. It's a ratcheting ratchet. Basically, very simply, we're going to tighten this. That's it. Nice and snug. No movement. These are snugged. Do the other side. I mean, I need that to do the other side. Duh. And we're all done. Everything's torqued down. Tightened up, buttoned up. You see the clearance of the valve cover, or the engine cover, sorry, is great. Why do you need a strut bar? You don't need a strut bar. But as you can see, it ties both sides of the chassis together as a brace to reinforce any flex in the chassis. This car already handles amazing. Something like this is just going to help it a little bit more. Are you going to notice it? Probably not on the butt dyno, and probably not if you don't have a bunch of sensors on the car. But it's been proven they do help. If you want this bar, well, this style bar, I do recommend just going to Modded Wear. They sell it, they make it. This was a gift from them. You saw how we refinished it. They have a couple of colors to choose from. And if you want to customize it, watch the previous part of this video. But very easy install. Anyone can do it with basic tools. All done. Hope y'all enjoyed it. God bless.